right, so War 6, we have Human Torch, Cosmic Ghost Rider, and Herc bands. All right, so Boss Island, Null, we have Wiccan, we have Fury, we have Mole Man. Mangog, we have Mr. Negative, S99, and Quicksilver. Maul, we have Titania and S99, even Apocalypse. Doom, we have Apocalypse and Magneto and Kitty Pryde. Symbiote, Spider-Man, Spidey Supreme. Let's go with that. Spidey Supreme. S99, Titania, or Ant-Man. Just Titania and Ant-Man won't gain power. Mordo, we have Archangel, S99. Hulkling, we have Hood, and possibly Anti-Venom as an option as well. Probably Rolk as well. And then King Groot, we have Hood, Symbiote Supreme, Apocalypse. 1 through 3 on the way out thing, plenty of options. Omega Red, Falcon, Black Cat, S99. Path 1 there, you can use Anti-Venom, or you can use S99 for Mephisto, and then for Killmonger, you can actually use Null or Warlock. Path 2 there, Mojo, S99, Titania, Mr. Negative, plenty of options. And then Mole Man there, Odin pre-fight if you want to use someone who counters him who isn't shock immune, or you can just go OG Storm or Storm Pyramid X with the shock pre-fight, or Lightning Tempest pre-fight. And then path 3 there, could use Claire for... actually, I take Claire back. I was going to say for Super Scroll. For Surfer, you could use Apocalypse. You could use Thing. You could use... Why am I blanking on Bleeds? You could use a Bleed Immune that doesn't have energy damage and just avoid knocking down. You could use Null. And then for Scroll, same thing. You can use Null. You can use Apocalypse with an Odin pre-fight. You can use Claire. So plenty of options there. All right, so 4 through 6 on the way out. Domino, you've got Omega Sentinel, Nimrod, and Warlock. Hyperion on the way in. You've got Symbiote Supreme, possibly even Quicksilver, maybe. You can probably also get away with Warlock, because most likely that Hyperion has willpower, just because of Conduit. Path 4 there, Spam, you got Mole Man, Fury, and Shang-Chi. And then for Havok, you've got G99, Warlock as top options. Path 5, S99, Titania, or Ant-Man for Wong. And then Magneto really is the best, or Tigra for Nova. And then path 6, you've got White Magneto or Symbiote Supreme for Annihilus. And then for Bishop, you have, is probably your best option, you have War Machine. You could also use Magic or Quake. 7 through 9 on the way out, Gallon, you have Hood, you have CMM, you have Hyperion. You have plenty of options as long as they gain power faster than Gallon does. And then on the way in, Terrax, you have CMM as well, probably Thing, and then, yeah, those are probably your top two. Path 7, Penny, you have Quake, Omega Red, you have Hulkling, you have Magneto, and then Quicksilver, you have Fury and Mole Man. You just really want to make sure you parry there and never take blocked hits. Path 8, Gore, you have Hood, you have Rintrah, you have Claire, so you have plenty of options for him. And then for Storm, you've got Nimrod, or no, don't go Nimrod. You've got Omega Sentinel, Hood, just baiting out special ones. You'll match Rich Get Richer. And then path 9, you can take the whole thing with CMM, or you can take Hulkling to Magneto, and then you could probably get away with Nebula for iHulk. Okay, looking back at 1 through 3 in section 2 on the way in, Omega Sentinel, you have Nebula and you have OS. You also have, Omega Sentinel, and you also have Gallon. Kingpin, you've got Omega Red and Archangel. Cersei, you've got Symbiote Supreme and that's probably I would go with that as your top. option. You can probably get away with Hood in an Odin pre-fight as well, but it's just very interesting. 1 through 3 on the way out. Guardian, you've got Corvus, you have Warlock, and you also have S99 or Null. Probably Null over S99. Path 1, I mean, pretty much anyone for that. Sasquatch, you can use S99, you could use Titania, you could use Ant-Man. Path 2 there, Korg, you've got Omega Red, you've got Storm, either of the Storms. And then for Rintraw, probably go with Archangel or S99. S99 would be interesting. Don't know if you'd be able to pause the Wither if you needed to, at least consistently. And then Path 3, Nimrod, you've got Nebula, you've got Gallon, and you've got Hulkling. 4 through 6 on the way out, Tigra, you've got Mr. Negative, you got Apocalypse, and you even have Kitty Pryde. Path 4 there, either a poison immune like Nimrod or Warlock, or you can use Archangel. Path 5, Apocalypse, the whole thing, or use Mr. Negative / Kitty Pryde for Chavez, and then use Storm, one of the Storms, or Omega Red, or White Magneto for Magneto House of X for Fury. And then Path 6 here for Joe, probably Mole Man. I wouldn't use Shang-Chi, probably Fury as your top options. 7 through 9 on the way out, Arcus, you have CMM, you have Shang-Chi. I think people have even used Hood. Path 7 there, Kitty Pryde, S99, it's kind of sketch, or Rolk for Longshot. And then Man-Thing, I would go Ant-Man or Titania or S99 as your top options, but you could also use someone like Rolk. Path 8, Mr. Negative, pretty simple. You can use a Fury or Shang-Chi or Mole Man. And then Path 9 out here, Void, you've seen me take with Shang-Chi. And then you can use a Nimrod or Omega Sentinel for Magneto House X, or you could CMM the whole path. So that does it for defense. Let's take a look at attack. All right, so War 6 is against X+K9, one of the well-known shelling alliances. Today I'm going in with Warlock, Shang-Chi, and Mr. Negative. I've got Path 8 in Section 1 and Path 4 in Section 2 and a mini-boss on Boss Island. So, Path 8. All that we have here is a Mr. Negative. We are going to take this with Shang-Chi. It's going to be a really simple, very straightforward fight. We are just going to cleanse Wushu, parry heavy to reset. That's going to get rid of the delirium so we don't have to deal with inverse controls or inverted controls. This node does give Mr. Negative a buff, so we do have to look out with the timing of that. If he does have a special 1 and we just did a heavy reset, he can get some light energy, and that converting that with special 1 to dark energy is what puts the delirium on us. So I've pretty much told myself that if a special 1 looks like it's going to come, all I'm going to do is block everything. But if I can push him to special 2 where he doesn't convert those and place the delirium, then I'm going to do that as well. So start off with the cleanse, get the parry heavy reset, rinse and repeat. It's a very, very easy fight. Since we have the constant precision buffs, we are going to be gaining and winning the rich get richer fight, which means we're going to gain a bunch of fury from this node. We were able to push him to special 2, which is great. Saw an opportunity there to just push to special 2 and finish the fight. So by far my easiest fight, and all my fights this war were pretty easy, but Shang-Chi does the job. So this next fight, I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I normally do that with fights I die to, so spoiler alert, I die here. This fight, my strat has always been somewhat sketchy in the off-season, but I've always made it work in season. But it's very reliant, at least in my mind, it's reliant on whether Spam throws special 1 consistently and whether or not we can dex his basic attacks really well, because his AI is just kind of a pain. So my game plan is usually slow Wushu at the start, go into stun Wushu. Doesn't have to be into him. I actually prefer doing it into his block, but I do this stun Wushu too many times into him. Just results in too much power gain. Bait special 1, and if he throws it, I should go slow. And then the stun Wushu needs to be into his block. And you can see here, I actually do the stun wushu into him again. Again, the issue here is that that's too much power. We're trying to avoid the special 2. And it should be good here as long as I get that special 1 out. But you guys see I blocked instead of trying to dex. Ends up pushing him to special 2, but the Mr. Negative synergy saves me. But now I'm too close to special 3, so we're not going to have the big special 2 to finish it. I could continue going through wushus, stun here just to kind of make room, go slow, heavy reset, again, too much power, because that stun was into him instead of his block. Here I should go slow, and then I'm going to be able to get the stun wushu into his block, which is perfect, not as much power. I should just cycle this, honestly, or at least throw the cleanse once, so that I can avoid an unblockable spam. But me thinking, hey, I need to get to special 2, decided to go special 3 here. And this isn't a big deal, really. This just kind of resets everything. But it does give him power that I don't want him to have, really. So we need to get this special 1 out. He's not really wanting to throw it. This is the part where spam can be a pain, and this is where it can go south. The longer this fight goes on, the more likely that special 2 gets dangerous. So he finally throws special 1 here. I need to go stun wushu, and I go slow, and I'm just too close to the wall to make space. I was hoping he'd back up. He does. I get the stun wushu off, thank goodness. Or I don't do the stun wushu, thinking I was going to push him to special 2. That's where I probably should have finished it. And then he just doesn't back off, and he wails on me. So the risk of that strategy finally kind of bit me in the butt. I know of a newer, safer strategy that I will go for the next time I take spam here. But we just heal up, revive, and go back in. Not with the new strategy. We just kind of go punch him in the face because he's so close to ending. But yeah, that ended a 32 fight streak. It was pretty unfortunate. We move on. The rest of path 4 here, Havok, we're going to just take it with Warlock and tech boosts, power back boosts. We don't have any suicides on. That would have sped the fight up significantly, but we're not worried about it. Game plan here is to keep combos short. As soon as Havok looks like he's going to have special 1, we're going to end our combos with a block and not dashing back and not finishing out the combo. And then we're going to block bait heavies and then attack, doing a short combo going into block. Repeating that until he gets the special 2 and then bait his special 2. And we should be close to our special 2 at that point. And then we're going to throw our special 2. And based on how much power he has after that special 2, we're either going to just throw the next special 2 or we're going to go back to attacking or turtling. So here he's pretty close to special 1. I'm going to turtle, throws a heavy right away, pretty close to special 2. So I decide to kind of try to build up to it and throw it. And then one more basic attack should do it. He might even degen and down he goes. So pretty easy for Warlock, which is good because we move on to this Domino and we're still riding that same invulnerability boost. And here at this point, after dying to that spam, I'm kind of irritated. So what usually happens when I'm irritated is that I focus a lot more. And I start doing things like naturally intercepting when I need to, which is perfect for this ebb and flow intercept Domino. So we're going to intercept a lot on here just from the flow of the fight. We get that intercept early. We're going to get another one before this Fury even expires, I think. Nope, it's going to expire first. Oh, nope, there it is. Yeah. And I saw the protection go back up, so I was actually kind of disappointed that I intercepted just a hair too soon there, but we got it again off the wall there. Just creating space with this special 1. I could dash in and dex it really close, but I decided, hey, let's back up since it is ebb and flow intercept and try and get rid of the protection when we can. That special 2 was a tad bit risky. She did go lucky right as I threw it. It's fine. I cleaned it up, or it connected, and I decided to focus on the next 2. That one was definitely a forced intercept. Timed it well right into that special 2, and then we finish her with this special 2. So pretty solid Warlock against ebb and flow intercept. Just felt so smooth and so natural. And then the last fight here, you guys saw me take it pretty much every war last season. Mr. Negative here against Mangog. We've got our power back boosts. It is a rank 4. We've got Mr. Fantastic pre-fights. Game plan here is to parry 3 times. On the third parry, we're going to heavy to refresh these debuffs and get that fury. And then we're going to parry one more time. That's going to put us at 9 light energy. We're going to evade counter. He's not going to be at a bar of power at that point. We have Petrify maxed in the mastery tree. There's our heavy after our third parry. We're going to do our fourth parry. Now we're going to evade counter. Combo 3 hit, back up, set ourselves up for that 3 parry heavy again. 1, 2, parry heavy, get those Mr. Fantastic pre-fights refreshed, debuffs refreshed, evade counter off this blocked hit because he did have a special 1, drop the special 2, and at this point I don't care. We're just going to hit him with parry heavies. He's going to shoot a special 2. This fight is over. We're not even worried about that damage, and this ends my war. So would be a satisfying war had I not died to that spam. Our battleground or battle group actually ended up losing to theirs 3-4, and we actually ended up losing this war 6-12. So pretty normal for K9 to die in that 6-4 range, and we've been pretty consistent with the above 9 deaths. So not too salty at the loss, just salty that I died and ended a streak. But good news is that I have talked to a few, and there is a safer strat for Shang-Chi there against spam. So I look forward to taking that fight again, getting redemption, and then showcasing that for you guys. But if you haven't seen it, go to Naz's YouTube channel. He's in SSx as well, and he's done it for 2 Shang-Chi videos at least that I've seen. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe, give it a like, and I will catch you guys at the next war. I will not be streaming tomorrow. We have another family holiday thing going on, so I probably won't make it home in time. But if not, enjoy your holiday. Have a great night.